so he's like hiding under this car, and he's kind of like stroking Jennifer Aniston's leg, and then like he's just gone magically, and the dad's just like, oh, it could have been a possum. Yeah, notoriously possums sexually assault people. Like,
Yeah.
give me a break.
This is Open and Kill. The following program contains mature content, explicit language, and detailed discussion of on-screen deaths. Spoilers are unavoidable. Listener discretion is advised.
I'm Brian O'Connor.
You are, and I am Michael Duran. Brought some special glasses for the occasion. I won't wear them the whole time, but for the introduction, hey, we got some St. Patrick's Day festivities going on, even though we are a bit late.
A little bit late.
Yeah,
It's all right. I got the green going on. I'm drinking, right now it's ginger beer and Jameson, so cheers. I'll be
Cheers.
sipping on this throughout the night. It's obviously a theme.
Jameson's your favorite whiskey, isn't it?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because I do drink it, obviously, but people think that I guess people think I go through like a bottle a week because they're always getting it for me as a gift. So I literally have like probably 13, 14, 15 bottles of Jameson and all sorts of its variations you can get it in. So it looks like I'm a raving alcoholic. If you ever come to my house and you see the bottles, he's like, yeah, Brian definitely has a problem. Really doesn't, but that's just kind of what it looks like.
Well, the people that are gifting you don't know that. They're just like,
They do not,
This
so-
lush. We got to keep them supplied.
It's very funny because I will never run out of Jameson, really, no matter how much I drink it. So it's pretty interesting, but I'm
that's a
very
beautiful thing.
grateful. It is a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. Absolutely. Well, how was your week?
You know, it was crazy. My sink in the kitchen, the faucet broke, so I had to replace the faucet. My wife and I kind of tag team that activity, but we got it done, and that is an accomplishment for me because I'm not a handyman. I don't really know my way around the toolbox. I don't really know my way around house projects, but when you own a house, no one comes and saves you unless you pay them a lot of money. And I didn't want to do that.
I was going to say, though, when you bought the house, you know, you and Hannah did put a lot of work into it. So you did
We
do some
did.
handyman stuff. Yeah.
You know what? YouTube has helped significantly. But other than that, it was kind of just a chill week. What about you?
Yeah, it was kind of a nice week. The play wrapped up, a week and a half ago or whatever it's been now. So I'm as much fun as I had acting on stage again. It's great to reclaim 20 hours of my life back every week. And all of a sudden I have some free evenings to watch movies and get caught up on things. So, I'll do another one, but probably not until next year. So it was a nice, relaxing week. So yeah,
That's good.
yeah,
Did you watch anything?
I did. I finally got around to watching my scare preview from January of last year.
Okay.
So no time like the present. Megan 2.0.
Okay, I still have not seen this.
Okay, so this kind of landed with a split verdict between critics and audiences.
Mhm.
Critics were pretty mixed on this because it leans very heavily into action and comedy at the expense of the original film's really sharp, horror edge.
Right.
Critics called it bigger but less focused. However, it's gotten huge raves from fans. They love the campy tone, chaotic energy. Megan steals scenes right and left in this film. She's pretty funny. They gave her some great dialogue. So I guess it just depends entirely on what you want more of. If you want more of the traditional horror, or if you're okay with the campy comedy action, because that's really what it is. And I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I had a good time with it. It was pretty obvious that it was not going to go in the horror direction, especially with a PG-13 rating. And there were kills, but there were no graphic kills. But they were entertaining, and I thought it was a good movie. It was good to see familiar faces back. I think pretty much everyone came back. So yeah, I thought it was fun. But if you want the horror, of the first one, you're not going to get it in this one. So
Yeah, that was pretty clear from the trailers. So
yeah.
I knew that about it. I just haven't got
Mhm.
around to see it yet. I did go. It's not horror, but it did kind of fill me with a lot of anxiety. I watched Project Hail Mary yesterday.
I saw your
Um,
letterboxed rating on that. Yeah.
yeah, it was fucking good. Our friends are big sci-fi nerds, and like they invited us to go check it out. And so we're like, okay, yeah, why not? Let's do it. And the things this man goes through are the scariest things that could ever happen to a person. Being abandoned in space, like
Ugh,
fuck, like it's that it. This movie kind of gave me more frights than any horror movie I've seen recently, just because like that's like a
really?
huge. But I mean, it's not a scary movie, but it
Okay.
just hit like those feelings of like that isolation. I'm like, ugh, I hate that. Um, and it's fantastic though. Oh my god, what an incredible story. There's a lot of really good heartfelt stuff in this as well. Don't want to give anything away, but it's made me want to read the book really, really badly, and I could see this popping up on a lot of people's like top 5 movies of the year for sure.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
definitely check it out. It's fantastic, even if you're not a
It's
sci-fi person, because I'm not a sci-fi person, but I even loved it.
See, I'm totally a sci-fi. So horror and sci-fi are my two big genres, and when you put them
Yeah,
together and you do it right, man, there's a movie right there for me. But
yeah.
so yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing that. And Ready or Not 2 came out.
Mm-hmm.
So that is I'm going to be seeing that in the next few days, I think. Really have been looking forward to that, and already reviews are pretty positive on this movie. And I
Yeah.
know you enjoyed the first one. I
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed the first one. So yeah, I can't wait to see that one.
Me neither. That's hopefully I'll get to that this week as well, but who knows?
Well, with a full family and house projects, it's tough to get away to the movies.
It is, especially when I've neglected my yard all winter long, which I do. I'm like, I'm not doing yard
Sure.
stuff. And then when spring rolls around, you're like, fuck, there's a lot of yard stuff out there.
Man, I've been so busy too. The last time I went to the theater, I can't even remember what I saw at this point. I do know that I have 5 movie credits in my Cinemark account. So it was like October when I went. So
Dang.
I went and saw something on Halloween. I can't even remember what it was now, but it's
Was it
time
The
to get back to the
Strangers
movies.
too?
Was it The Strangers too? It might have been. That's very possible.
Oof.
And it was terrible.
Yeah. I still haven't seen the third because I'm like, I need to finish the trilogy, but I just don't want to.
I
Like,
know I have to watch the third as well, but the second one, it was like, what is happening here?
yeah,
So yeah, but it's been a while. So I've got free movies to go see. I just have to find the time now to go see them.
right.
So, well, shall we dive into our holiday themed episode?
I see no reason why not to. Let's do it.
1993's Leprechaun. This was directed by Mark Jones, written also by Mark Jones, and it was released on January 8th, 1993. Runs about 92 minutes. Of course, it is rated R. Filmed entirely on location in California. Stars the wonderful Warwick Davis. Jennifer Aniston, I think she was about 22 when she made this movie. Ken
Yeah.
Oland and Mark Holton. The budget was $900,000. It turned around and made $8.6 million at the box office. Its tagline, "Your luck just ran out." And at the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards, it was nominated for Best Makeup Effects and ended up winning the Chainsaw Award for Worst Film. So,
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's fair. Like this is one where it's where I feel very conflicted because I'm like, is this movie straight shit from an ass? Sure.
yeah,
Is it also kind of a fuck load of fun? Also, yes. I
yeah,
enjoyed myself. So I'm like, yeah, it sucks, but it's my kind of sucking.
right.
Yeah.
Well, in a nutshell, if you've not seen this film, it's about an evil, sadistic leprechaun who goes on a killing rampage in search of his beloved pot of gold. And that's the film, really.
Yeah, it's really
Starts 10 years in the past. In 1983, Dan O'Grady returns to his home in rural North Dakota after traveling to his native Ireland, where he managed to steal a pot of gold from a leprechaun, as one does when you're in Ireland. And after hiding the treasure near his farmhouse, O'Grady discovers the creature has followed him back to America.
How did he do it? We don't know.
Yeah, not sure. But damn it, he did it.
He caught a plane. He rides a lot of things in this movie.
Yeah.
I guess an airplane could have just been another thing he rode. He didn't
Could have
ride
been.
Jennifer Aniston, though. So, for better or for
No, he
worse, there's
didn't.
that. He didn't.
He's probably kicking himself for that, I'm sure.
I would be, but I did make a note of all the things he rides in this movie, so we will get to that eventually. That was my favorite thing. I'm just like, oh, another thing that's cute. That I think the director literally looked at Warwick. He's like, you kind of ride things adorably. Can we just give you a million things to ride? And he's just like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And it made the movie stronger. I'm glad they did that.
Yeah. So right out of the gate here, the leprechaun murders O'Grady's wife and demands the return of his gold. So we get this.
The opening kill.
And all I got to say about this kill, Michael, is
I've fallen. Yeah, he pushes her downstairs, and I've fallen downstairs in a more violent way and have not died. So it's kind of like, I'm not really sold on the fact that would have killed you, but I guess it did.
It did.
So yeah, but it's a butter knife.
Definitely a butter knife. Definitely a butter knife kill. O'Grady uses a 4-leaf clover, the only thing capable of weakening the creature, to trap the leprechaun inside a wooden crate. But before he can destroy the crate, O'Grady suffers a stroke, and he leaves the creature imprisoned, but he's still alive in the little crate. So that sets up.
This is where you get your first little glimpse of how much of a turd this little bastard is, because he kills the wife, and then he's just like, ooh, like tea or something, and he just comes out with this tea tray, and that's when how he meets the O'Grady. He just comes out with his fucking tea. He's just like, oh hey, he does compliment the wife's tea bagging, tea making skills, so that's kind of sweet. But he's just such a little bastard. I fucking hate him. I kind of hate the leprechaun.
He's not your Lucky Charms type leprechaun, that's for sure.
No, and I like Lucky Charms. I actually, while I was watching this movie, did take an edible and was eating Lucky Charms, so that may have enhanced my viewing, which is maybe why I'm like, this is a lot of fun. But that's neither here nor there.
I was just gonna say, I actually got hungry for Lucky Charms watching this movie, and I didn't have any in the house. So,
that's a bummer.
I know, right?
Yeah, we try to keep it stocked in this house.
Sure. So we jump 10 years to 1993. The abandoned farmhouse is now rented for the summer by J.D. Redding and his teenage daughter, Tori, played by Jennifer Aniston. And I'm sorry, Jennifer Aniston does not look anything like a teenager in this. I don't know if maybe we're jaded because we know Jennifer Aniston from obviously Friends and so many other things. But even as a 22-year-old, some 22, 23-year-olds can read as teens on the screen.
Right.
She's not one of them. I thought it was maybe his girlfriend at first.
Okay, thank you for saying that, because I was a little bit distracted the first time I was watching this, and I was like, oh, they're lovers. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, okay, I don't have time to watch this right now. So then I restarted it, and I was like, oh fuck, that's her dad.
Yeah. I was so confused and then, when he said, she called him dad or something, and it's like, oh, that doesn't, okay, this is weird now.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. There's a little bit of weird things in this movie.
Yeah.
So they're not lovers, just father and daughter. So keep that in mind going forward.
Yeah, definitely. Important to know.
It's an important detail.
So JD and his daughter Tori arrive with a small crew that are going to help repair the property. We have contractor Nathan Murphy, his younger brother Alex, and their well-meaning but dim friend Ozzie Jones.
This
And
is the most ragtag construction painting crew I've ever seen in my life. There's a literal child who works for them.
Right.
And
Right.
I was very judgy of Ozzy when this first thing started. I'm like, why is this clearly Predator hanging out with these children? And then there comes a part where they kind of explain it. I was like, oh, well, now I feel bad.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this guy's a child molester, clearly.
Well,
but he's not.
Yeah. That's
He's
kind of
just,
the impression you get.
yeah, I think they just refer to him as dumb.
Yeah, they do. So they go down, they're exploring the basement, and Ozzy hears a voice calling for help from inside the crate, of course. And he thinks it's a trapped child. So he removes the 4-leaf clover, sealing the lid. And obviously the leprechaun is now released. And when Ozzy tries to tell the others what he's seen, of course, nobody believes him, because who's going to think an actual real live leprechaun is, on the loose in the basement?
Right. And I did find it funny because this was originally when I was still thinking this guy was creepy. I'm like, oh, of course the leprechaun pretends to be a child to get Ozzy to open the crate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is kind of funny. Soon afterward, Ozzy sees a rainbow and becomes convinced it will lead to a pot of gold.
This Wizard of Oz looking rainbow that just pops out of nowhere.
It's not raining anywhere.
No.
You're right. It's just magically delicious.
Magically delicious. Taste the rainbow. It leads to this rusted old car. And this dumbass kid who's so troubled. This is clearly a very troubled youth. And he's hanging around doing manual labor with 2 grown men. But my favorite part of this scene is he sees this car. He's like, do you think we could hotwire it? And if you look, there's a goddamn tree growing through it.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you can't hotwire that. There's a few other issues here.
Indeed. There certainly are. So they do find a small bag filled with 100 gold coins. After confirming they're real, they hide the treasure in an old well, and they plan to keep it a secret. But there's a complication here, Michael, because the leprechaun from hell now begins hunting down his missing gold.
Right, and Ozzy fucking swallows a piece of it.
Yep.
Because he's like, I don't know what, he's testing to see if it's real or something, and he's so fucking dumb, he just swallows it.
Yeah.
So that's, kind of important.
And at the
leprechaun
farmhouse,
needs to hunt down every single piece of gold, so.
And he knows one's
now you
missing.
Can see, yeah, now you can see where there might be some issues.
Right. At the farmhouse, he lures JD outside by mimicking the sound of a cat and viciously bites his hand.
Dude, my favorite thing is before he's like hiding under this car and he's kind of like stroking Jennifer Aniston's leg, and then like he's just gone magically, and the dad's just like, that could have been a possum. Yeah, notoriously possums sexually assault people. Like,
yeah,
give me a break. Yeah, and then he thinks it's a cat, and then he gets a pretty significant bite from the leprechaun because he reaches his hand into a hole, and you don't do that.
I think every cardinal rule of horror movies was broken in this film by the characters. Yeah, never reach into the hole like that. I mean, yeah, so they rushed JD to the hospital, and the leprechaun secretly follows them riding a child's tricycle.
Yep, so there's one item he rides, tricycle.
Yep.
He's pretty fast on it, too.
He's very fast on, I would say, most of the things that he rides. He's pretty fast with. So,
he is. Yeah. And then we don't see the dad anymore for the whole movie.
No.
He just drops off. I'm like,
they get him to the hospital, and they just dump him, and that's that.
I'm like, did they take him out back and shoot him like old Yeller because he got rabies? Like, why? It wasn't that serious. Like, they would have given him stitches and sent his ass home, but not in this movie.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about, the seriousness of this injury is not serious at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, he would have been in there a few hours. Yeah, stitch him up, send him on his way, and I don't know. But it is kind of funny. It's a great way to get rid of an actor, I guess, when you don't have any lines
Yeah,
for them or
that's
any
true.
real purpose for them to be there.
They could have just
I
killed
think
him, but
maybe they ran out of money and they couldn't afford to pay him for more than like a day that he's in this thing. I
that
don't
could
know.
be. I mean,
Could be.
who knows? But while they're
Yeah.
doing the whole hospital thing, Ozzy and the troubled little boy sneak off to this like pawn
Pawn
shop
shop.
or whatever
Yeah.
to get their gold, to see if it's like the real thing. And the
Mm-hmm.
guy's just like, "Let me just keep this here, and I'll investigate. I'll figure out if this is real or not." And they let him take it. They're just like,
They
"Sure,
do. Yeah.
yeah, keep it, whatever."
Man, I wouldn't be doing that.
No,
Jeez.
not at all.
Yeah.
But this does lead to one of the best kills in the movie because
Absolutely.
the pawn shop owner's closing up shop, and he goes to put the gold in a safe, and then out of the safe pops the leprechaun. I'm not sure how he got in there, but he
I
did.
know how he got in there.
Who?
The screenwriter, who was also the director, he wrote him in there.
That's magic.
That's the
That's
only way
beautiful.
he could have. There's no other way for him to have gotten in the safe except let's just magically write this into the script and make him be in the safe.
Yeah, I guess I don't fully understand his powers. Maybe he can teleport.
Maybe, but we
Clearly,
never saw that.
well, and he rides tricycles. Otherwise, he would just teleport. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think he can teleport.
Exactly. I
But
don't
it
know.
does lead us to the next item that he rides, which is a pogo stick. And first he bites the shop owner, which then puts him on the ground.
Mhm.
And it's just a bite. And then he goes across the room, gets on a pogo stick, and starts hopping towards him. And the dumbass owner does not move. He just lets this leprechaun start pogoing all up and down his chest cavity, and it eventually crushes it, and he gets killed by a leprechaun on a pogo stick, which is definitely a first in opening kill. And it's so great. But it's also like you get this long shot where I'm like, just fucking move. Move. Get on your desk and you'd be safe. But he doesn't. I do have to say, as someone who did his fair share of pogoing as a youth, it's pretty impressive that he was able to stay balanced while jumping onto a person. Like, so props to him. Shout out.
I mean, I think that just goes back to his magic powers that he has.
Yeah.
To stay
He's got great
balanced on
balance. Yeah. Magical
everything he rides.
balancing
Yeah.
skills.
Yep.
Which then led to the next thing he rides adorably, which is this like Barbie toy
Mini car.
go-kart thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then he's off to the hospital in that.
But not before he gets pulled over by a cop for speeding, and the cop is sitting, on the side of the road. I think he's actually eating a donut. I think they did the typical donut eating cop thing. And so cop gets behind him, pulls him over, and thinks it's just some kid in a costume. And
Yeah.
he gets his face clawed up because the leprechaun just reaches up and like scratches his face pretty much almost all the way off. I mean, he's damaged pretty good here.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. And then there's a little chase through the woods, and eventually the cop gets his neck snapped. So by the leprechaun who sneaks up behind him, and that's kill
Crawls
number 3.
on his shoulders.
Yeah.
He's just like, the cop's just like looking around, and then all of a sudden there's this leprechaun just wrapped around his neck. Like, oh shit. And just a little snap. But the chase scene is pretty good, actually.
It was. Yeah,
I was like,
it was.
this isn't too shabby. I'm into this. But yeah, that cop was fucking stupid. Like, rolls up, and his first thing is that this is a kid.
Yeah.
Sir, look at that child's face.
Right. Yeah, not so much. But, yeah, like you said, that chase scene was pretty cool. The little guy actually has some speed when he's not riding anything and he's just running after you.
Yeah.
He can keep up.
He can keep up in his fancy little shoes and pink pants.
That's right. So the leprechaun ends up going back to the farmhouse because he's got to find the rest of his treasure. And he is obsessively polishing every shoe that he finds along the way.
Yeah. it's like a chronic thing. He can't not do it. Like, he sees his shoes, he has to polish it. Like,
Right.
it's the weirdest scene. Yeah, he's just going through the house. I'm like, the fuck are you doing, dude? Because yeah, he cleans all the shoes. He cleans the shoes, and then
Yeah.
he proceeds to destroy the house.
Yes.
Like, he's going through cabinets, ripping everything apart. He finds some Lucky Charms in the cabinet, which is kind of cute.
That was cute.
Yeah. And then I think he says, like, fuck off, or like, I don't remember what he says, but he's unimpressed with Lucky, the leprechaun.
I am so hungry for Lucky Charms right now. Again, I'm
Dude.
going to have to go to the store after we're done with this episode and go get some. But
That's a good.
yeah. Well, the rest of the gang returns to the farm. We've got Tori, Nathan, Alex, and yeah, they find this mess of a house now that's just been ripped apart by the little guy. Outside, Nathan steps in a bear trap that was set up by the leprechaun.
Oh yeah.
And now
And speaking of bear,
yeah,
when they get into the house, they're like, "Oh, the shoes were magically polished." But what did this to the house? And there could have been a bear.
yeah, could have been a bear.
Notorious. Yeah, bears break in and polish shoes and then ransack the place. I just love the
Exactly.
random animals that they think could be at play here. You got possums, cats, bears. Oh my.
Yeah, and they realize they're being hunted by something very supernatural and evil, and they attempt to fight back. There is kind of a funny scene where they're shooting at the leprechaun with a shotgun, and he's on like this skateboard, and he keeps zipping back and forth, through the hallway. And they see him, when as soon as they see him, they try and shoot him, and then, like when he comes back, he's writing something else now, and then he's like laughing at them because they can't hit him, and he just is zooming back and forth through the corridor, and yeah, proving that he's nearly impossible to kill. So yeah,
So yeah, he was riding a skateboard, and then we have to also mention the wheelchair that he was riding. So he at the hospital, he was in a wheelchair, and then he
Yep.
fucking rides this thing back to the house. He is zooming on the goddamn highway, just
Yeah.
fucking wheeling it. So yeah, skateboard, wheelchair, and other things that he rides in this movie.
And so they're trying to get the hell out of there now, and they discover that their truck has been sabotaged. So, they're not going anywhere.
They send the kid
Yeah.
out to fix it.
Yeah.
A truck full of adults, and they send the child out to fix it. And this
Yep.
scene's actually kind of tense. Like,
Yeah.
it's got some good tension here.
Yeah, it does. Ozzy admits that he and Alex found the gold. Tori retrieves the bag from the well and returns it to the leprechaun. But this is where he realized that one is missing, and that's the one you were talking about earlier that Ozzy accidentally swallowed earlier. So that
Yeah.
doesn't make the leprechaun happy at all.
No, he's plumb pissed off. And there's a couple scenes in here where um, I lost count, but he gets shot in the face with a shotgun at least 5 times, and every
Right.
time it's so funny because he goes flying backwards and like slides across the ground. It's like a Looney Tune character, and it's
Yes.
so funny every time, and it just would fill me with glee each time because I think up to this point he's maybe been shot like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And it just every time I'm like, oh, fuck, shoot him again.
Yep.
Let's
Yep.
just see what happens.
Exactly.
And he's always totally fine.
Yeah. Well, he's furious though, and he's chasing after them. And the group learns that Dan O'Grady, the man who brought him over from Ireland inadvertently at the very beginning of the film, actually survived his stroke that he had and is living in a nearby nursing home. So Tori decides, hey, I'll go visit him. Got to figure out how to kill this thing, and he'll know. Well, the leprechaun arrives first and does kill O'Grady. But before he dies, O'Grady does tell Tori that the only way to truly defeat the creature is with a 4-leaf clover. And they just happen to have a clover patch back at the farm. How convenient.
How convenient, but they still have to find one.
Yes.
And apparently that's not a very easy feat. So they're just like all on their hands and knees, just like looking frantically for this 4-leaf clover. And that Leprechaun's going to catch up to them, and he
Right.
does before they find one.
And they prepare a final trap near the well. There's a violent confrontation. Alex they do end up finding a 4-leaf clover, and he sticks it to a wad of gum and then fires it into the leprechaun's mouth with a
Right.
slingshot. I think it's a slingshot, right?
Yes, it's this clearly troubled youth carries the slingshot around the entire movie. And when he shoots it in his mouth, he's like, he says something along the lines of like, "Lucky Charms, this bitch." Like,
Yeah. It's like,
and so yeah,
what?
and this leprechaun immediately just starts melting. His face starts melting. So it's like, okay, you can take like 8 shotgun loads to the face, but one bubblegum clover, that takes you out completely.
Yeah.
And these effects are pretty great, actually. Like his face melting looks pretty cool.
Considering that, it was a low budget movie, they were able to pull off a few things that looked pretty good. And
Yeah.
this was definitely one of them for sure.
Yeah, and then he falls down the well and is no
But does
more.
he die, Michael? He doesn't.
Or is it the end?
True. Very true. So Nathan ends up pouring gasoline into the well and igniting it. So the well blows up, and apparently the leprechaun blows up too. And all of a sudden, police arrive out of nowhere, and Daddy's back. Tori reunites with her dad, who just mysteriously ends up coming back at the end of the movie after all hell breaks loose. So,
And the reason why the cops are so late is because Ozzy calls them at some point, but he calls them in the most fucking moronic way ever. He's just like, "Oh, it's a goddamn leprechaun." And they're just like, shut the fuck up, Ozzy. Like, he could just say anything else to get them there.
right.
Hey,
Right.
someone has a knife and they're trying to hurt us. That'll get them there a lot quicker than leprechaun.
Yeah. Yeah. You
But
start spouting off at the leprechaun stuff, and they're going to be like, we're going to come get you for misuse of 911, not because anything's actually happening. So,
yeah, when he called the
yeah.
cops, I'm like, really? That's who you sent to call the cops?
Yeah. There
That-
were a
that's
lot
a choice.
there were a lot of really bad decisions made by these people in this film from start to finish, for sure.
And I hate to say it, the main like love interest for Jennifer Aniston is this. He's so fucking stupid. Like the first time we meet him, he's dressed like Aladdin with this
Yeah.
purple like vest thing, and she's introduced him when she like runs into him, and he's like, "Ooh," and claims he has this bucket full of paint thinner, but it's clearly empty. And
Right.
so him and I got off on the wrong foot. I was like, I hate this guy.
So cops are examining what's left now. I mean, you got everything in flames here, the blown up well and everything else. And we
Yeah,
hear
just
the
from
leprechauns.
gasoline.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was like a huge explosion
was a-
here.
It was a big explosion.
It was.
It was a Michael Bay explosion.
Definitely without the budget. And the leprechaun's voice now echoes from the darkness, promising he's never going to rest until every last piece of his gold is returned. So, and that's the movie.
All he's got to do is just wait for Ozzy to take a shit, and then
Yeah.
just rifle through it.
That's it. That's it right
But-
there.
So
So,
he didn't even have to kill him. He could have just given him some laxatives,
Yeah.
and it would have been fine.
totally. Totally. Final kill count 4, a paltry number. I will say my favorite character was Ozzy just because he was so dumb. I thought him to be very entertaining. Made terrible, terrible choices, and others allowed him to make terrible, terrible choices. So,
Yeah.
but probably my favorite character.
Yeah, my favorite character is probably like I don't know his name, the kid, the slingshot
Alex.
kid, Alex. He's fun. He needed a better parental figure, but hey, whatever.
Or any parental
Any,
figure.
yeah, clearly doesn't have one because they just let him work manual labor all day.
Exactly. What was your favorite kill? I'll bet it's the same one that I have.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's the pogo stick. Like that
Yeah.
one's pretty great. Just
Yep.
it's creative, unique, and just silly.
Completely. Favorite scene was the kitchen scene where Nathan tries to shoot the leprechaun in the hallway as he's flying back and forth in different poses on this skateboard, and he keeps missing every time, and the leprechaun is just laughing at him. So probably my favorite scene was that one.
Yeah, my favorite scene's probably the truck scene when they send the kid out to fix it, because there's just like there's legitimate tension there, and
Sure.
I'm like, okay, I'm vibing with this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How screwed are we? I'm Irish, so I'm safe.
I'm not Irish, but I am Italian and Czech, so I'd probably I don't
Kick
know
the
what that
shit
has to
out
do
of
with
this
anything.
guy is what you do.
Yeah, I do have Viking ancestors. They would
Oh,
be
there it is.
ashamed to see me now. Be
Yeah.
like, look at this weak-wristed little fucker. But
Right.
hey, it's in me, and I'm not trifling with anything. Like I'm not a if I find a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow that magically appears in front of me, I'm probably not going to touch it. Like that's
Right.
clearly something's amiss here, and I definitely want to eat the fucking gold.
Yeah.
So I think I'd be fine.
So I don't know if we really have a final girl score here. I mean, it would be Jennifer Aniston, but I mean, I give her a 5, maybe 4.
I'll give her a nice crisp 3.
Okay, there it is. There it
Yeah.
is. How about a
Yeah.
star grade?
This one's tough. Like,
Yeah.
do I do it off of my enjoyment, or do I do it off the quality of the movie? I'll meet it in the middle. Okay. I'm gonna do a 2.5, but I'm gonna preface it by saying it's fun. Like, if you want just a silly, dumb movie, you will have fun with it, but it is shit. So 2.5
Right.
stars.
So I actually gave it slightly higher. I gave it a 3.
Yeah.
So it'll sit there and ruminate.
Yeah.
Slasher survival tip. If you find yourself arguing with a homicidal leprechaun, you've already made several bad decisions.
Indeed. You need to check your life choices.
You definitely do. And that is 1993's Leprechaun. Coming up, scare preview right now. Jaunty Haunts and our friend Courtney, who I believe, Michael, will be joining us next week for Sleepy Hollow.
Hell yeah. It's going to be fun. Courtney's a lot of fun. Her podcast is great. I recorded an episode with her that's going to be coming out on her new season, so keep your eyes open for that. And if you just love ghosts, paranormal stories, hauntings, demons, she's got it all.
Cool.
Check out her episode. She's got them on YouTube as well, so she's everywhere. Wherever you get your favorite podcast, you can check out Jaunty Haunts.
The Scare Preview.
So there's a movie coming out here very soon, about a week and a half, 2 weeks or so. It is called I Know Exactly How You Die. It is directed by Alexandra Spieth, a screenplay by Mike Corey, and it's about a struggling horror novelist by the name of Ryan Berman seeking inspiration, checks into a remote motel to finish his book. Haunted by heartbreak and creative paralysis, Ryan begins writing a story about a woman named Katie, who is a drug counselor fleeing a violent stalker. But as he writes, the line between fiction and reality begins to blur, and his scenes start coming true. At the same motel, the real Katie is hiding from a deranged ex-mailman turned serial killer. So it's got a very interesting plot. April 7th on VOD, so watch the trailer. Looks very intriguing.
So this movie features a crazy mailman.
Crazy mailman turned serial
Nice.
killer. Yeah, right?
One of the best crazy mailmans in cinema is Sinbad in Jingle All the Way. So
there you
good.
go. That is so,
So
good.
Hopefully this mailman can match up to that one. We'll have to
that
see.
would be awesome.
That does sound really, really cool though. That's a fun like a fun little twisty plot. So I'll
Yeah.
have to be checking that one out. And that one comes out, you said, just a couple
April
weeks?
7th. Yeah.
April 7th. Okay. Yeah. Right around the corner.
Yep.
Mine also comes out in April, a little bit further down the road, though. It's April 24th, and it is called Over Your Dead Body. It is a horror comedy starring Samara Weaving. It's also got Jason Segel, Timothy Olyphant, Andy Cohen, and Juliette Lewis, just to name a few. So it's a really, really good cast. It is Jason Segel and Samara Weaving are a married couple who go to a secluded cabin to kill each other, but things get a little bit complicated. It's directed by Jorma Taccone, and yeah, April 24th. I saw the trailer for this. It looks so funny and also very dark, so it looks right up my alley.
Nice. Cannot wait for that. What a stacked cast, though. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Samara Weaving is great in literally everything I've seen her in. So, and
Yeah.
Jason Segel's incredible too. So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. Thanks for joining us on this week's episode, Leprechaun. Coming up next week, we are going to cover Sleepy Hollow. And our friend Courtney from Jaunty Haunts will be sitting in with us. So that is going to be a lot of fun.
yeah, I can't wait. I love that movie. It's going to be cool to talk to her, because especially since she's actually been there.
Definitely. Well, subscribe to us, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, tell all your friends about us, and don't forget to follow our video channel on YouTube.
That's right. We've got the video version for you to check out. We also have just the audio version on YouTube as well. So whichever one you kind of format you prefer, you've got options there at YouTube. And if you want to recommend a movie for us or have any other comment, you can shoot us an email at openingkillpod@gmail.com.
All right. Well, great as always chatting horror movies with you, Michael.
Absolutely. Ditto. Back at ya.
And we will come back next week with Sleepy Hollow. See ya.
See ya.
Opening Kill is produced by Mystic Cloud Productions and hosted by Brian O'Connor and Michael Duran. New episodes drop every Thursday wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And don't forget, you can watch the video versions on YouTube. See you next time, if you survive the opening kill.